welcome back. Are you ready for a road trip? I know that I am. Today we're going to take a virtual road trip to learn more about some current solutions to preventing damages caused by hurricanes. More specifically, the storm surge that a hurricane typically brings to a low-lying coastal region. To do that, we are going to interview our friend Mr. Reggie Dupre and follow him on a tour. But before we get there, you need to know a little bit about where we're going. We are heading to see a portion of the Morganza to the Gulf. The Morganza to the Gulf is a hurricane protection system made up of levees, locks, and floodgates that provide protection from a Category 3 hurricane storm surge. Part of the Morganza to the Gulf is located in Terrebonne Parish, Louisiana. Terrebonne Parish is in the southeastern part of Louisiana. It consists of many small bayou communities such as Berg, Chauvin, Montague, and Pointe-aux-Chenes. I'll let Mr. Dupre tell you more about who he is and what we're going to see today. But for now, grab your backpack, a bottle of water, and let's go. Hi, Mr. Dupre. Thank you so much for meeting with us today and taking us on a virtual field trip. We are so excited to learn from you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Reggie Dupre. I'm the Executive Director of the Terrebonne Levee and Conservation District. The Terrebonne Levee District is a political subdivision of the state of Louisiana on the same jurisdictional boundaries as the entire parish government. And we are responsible for the building and maintaining and operating of hurricane protection for Terrebonne Parish. We also help the state sponsor some restoration efforts as well. I've been at the Terrebonne Levee District since the summer of 2009. I'm now just started my 12th year as the Executive Director. Prior to becoming the Executive Director of the Levee District, I spent 21 and a half years as an elected official. First as a parish council member from District G in the Pointe-aux-Chenes, Montague area for 8 years. Then I spent 5 years as a state representative for District 53, and then approximately 8.5 years as the state senator for District 20, which includes the majority of the population of Terrebonne and Lafourche parishes on the coast between Grand Isle State Parish line and Jefferson Parish all the way to the Atchafalaya River. During my tenure in the state legislature, I led many public policy issues such as the creation of the Coastal Protection and Restoration Authority and the constitutional dedication, which dedicated 100% of all Outer Continental Shelf oil and gas revenues towards coastal protection and restoration. I'm originally a native of Pointe-aux-Chenes on the parish line between Terrebonne and Lafourche. I went to LSU. I have a BA in political science from LSU in Baton Rouge. Later on in life, I went back to school, law school. I have a Juris Doctorate from Loyola University Law School in New Orleans. And I was also a business person, owned a small community grocery store, and I'm still today, I'm the principal owner of Berg Supermarket in Berg, Louisiana, in southern Terrebonne.
Wow, that's wonderful. It sounds like you've been so successful in your community and in your career as an elected official. How did you become interested in hurricane protection and restoration?
Okay, so hurricane protection and restoration became my top priority early on when I first became an elected official. And actually, I was elected first in 1987 at 29 years old, young, from Pointe-aux-Chenes. But 2 years earlier, I had just taken over our family business in Pointe-aux-Chenes, and in areas that had never flooded before, we had a small Category 1 hurricane that flooded all these coastal communities, including my store in Pointe-aux-Chenes. And that was Hurricane 1 in October of '85. That was the eye-opener that started to let us realize that we were very vulnerable and we needed to do something more comprehensive. It was actually one that kind of started the process with our congressman back then on starting this Morganza system. But I can name you several storms that we've had flooding and major flooding in this parish. You had 1985 with Juan, Hurricane Andrew, 1992. 2002, you had Isidore and Lily. 2005, Katrina, then Rita back to back. Then 2008, Gustav and Ike. After the '08 hurricanes, after we had been to Congress several times, as the straw that broke the camel's back for us, and we decided to start to build a federal system with no federal money. And now we in to about $500 million in this investment with the help of the taxpayers of Terrebonne Parish.
So I'm hearing you say you've had lots of experience with hurricanes over the years that have caused damage to your community. Sounds like you've done an amazing job fighting for the safety and the protection of your community while you were in Congress and in your current position with the Levee and Conservation District. Are there any other levee and conservation districts in the state of Louisiana that are fighting for their coastal communities?
There's a 3-parish levee district in Calcasieu, Cameron, and Vermilion Parish, a regional area. It doesn't seem like there's any people that want to pass a regional tax. And then there was also a levee district started in Iberia Parish several years ago, but they've gone to the voters twice, and now they're sort of on hold. So I think in southwestern Louisiana, you're probably not going to have a renewed effort on hurricane protection until there's another major event and entire communities flood and you start to lose population, start to lose your economic base. That seems to be the trend. The reason why we're moving so fast here in Terrebonne Parish, we don't want to become like Katrina did for St. Bernard Parish, or Rita did for Cameron Parish, when you lost half your population, half your tax base, and your communities can't survive. If you have a direct hit from a hurricane, and you can repair roofs, you can repair down power lines and trees, but you cannot get people to move back once they have most of your homes go underwater. They will not come back, and you start to lose your entire sense of community. So basically, the survivability of these coastal communities has been my life's mission, since day one.
I truly admire your dedication. If you're willing, we would love to get a tour of one of the many solutions that your district has put into place to help your community. So I guess we'll see you there. Mr. Dupre is going to give us a tour of the Boudreau Canal lock system located in Chauvin, Louisiana. Here you'll see an aerial view of the lock system when it was still under construction. Since then, it has been completed, and we will get a great view of it today. Can you tell us, Mr. Dupre, a little bit more about the Boudreau Canal lock system?
We today on the Boudreau Canal sector gate, a floodgate that was built, the first one built in Terrebonne Parish in 1989. As we are speaking, we're having the gate closed. It takes 3 minutes to close this floodgate, and you will slowly see this gate closed in the background as we are talking. So this floodgate is one of 13 navigable floodgates in Terrebonne Parish as part of the Morganza to the Gulf Hurricane Protection System. Recently, the parish government converted this old floodgate built in 1989 to a lock. It is actually just finishing up now. Their contract is still working. We'll take a picture in a few minutes of the other gate. So the difference between a lock and a floodgate is only one door that you close for high water events. A lock is actually 2 gates in sequence when you have either a flood wall or the banks of a bayou or canal to hold the water in so that vessels can come in. This lock here in the Chauvin community in Terrebonne Parish will allow not only for hurricanes, but it will allow the fishermen and the vessels to come back and forth even during high water times, so that they continue making their living. They can go back and forth, and they're not going to have to be locked out, and we don't have to make a decision of flooding people out in order to let boats pass. So I think this will be very, very good for the future.
That's amazing. Can you tell us anything else about maybe how this lock system is made?
So the original floodgate, like I said, was built in 1989, is 2 steel doors that close with a hydraulic system. This is your more typical floodgate. When you think about a floodgate, if you look it up online, this is what you'll see. Some, you know, the typical Corps of Engineers design all over the Gulf Coast, especially around New Orleans area. You have many of these type floodgates. Underwater right here, that's probably 200 pilings to support this huge concrete structure where this floodgate sits on. So we are at 12 feet above sea level, is where the level of this floodgate was originally built. So it's designed to hold back 12 feet of water and 0 on the inside. So now the gate is closed. You can see this is a 56-foot floodgate, 56 foot of common navigation width for a non-federal waterway, and it is closed and it stops all water from coming in. And I don't know if you can pan this way, you can see the new miter gate that's just under construction. It should be ready in the next 2 or 3 weeks. It's actually operable right now. Contractors have been working here. So now this floodgate has been converted into a full lock complex. We're also planning on converting the Houma Navigational Canal Bubba Dove floodgate to a lock, and that's going to be a massive project. This was about a $10 million effort to convert this to a lock. In the Houma Navigational Canal, it's nearly $400 million. So it's a huge canal. It's the largest canal in Terrebonne Parish.
Wow, that's a very expensive project. But I mean, I guess it's worth every penny if it can help your community get through a hurricane without any damages from a storm surge. Why would you say a lock system is better than other solutions?
Well, this floodgate is part of an overall comprehensive plan. This is not just a floodgate. We also have levees we've built. We've also built environmental structures, because in this Morganza to the Gulf system, you have areas where you still have wetlands on the inside of the system. So we have these environmental gates that let water come in and out, and then you close only for hurricanes or tropical events. So this is, you know, it's not floodgates alone. You have levees, floodgates, environmental gates that all have to be all interconnected together. And this floodgate actually is not in the federal alignment. This is part of the redundant or the backup flood system for the community of Chauvin now. So you see the steel seawalls that were built, that was built at the same time of these floodgates at a 12 feet level, and that's just steel pilings that hold back water. And then you have levees on this side. You can see it's connected to a levee which is about 12 feet tall.
So that means all of these smaller components have to work together. And as they work together, they create this larger system called Morganza to the Gulf. Wow, that is amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Dupre, for taking us on a tour of the lock system today. We really appreciate your time, and we also appreciate everything that you're doing to help your community. We've learned so much today about a lock system and how it can help protect our community from a storm surge. But there's one big thing that I want to make sure you don't forget. This lock system doesn't work alone. It works together with other structures such as levees and seawalls to protect the community. Engineers and other community members are working very hard each and every day to help keep us safe. They do a great job making our lives just a little bit easier with the many inventions that they create. This week, you've become an engineer as you worked through the engineering design process to solve a problem. Now it's your turn to take what you've learned and apply it to your own problem. All you have to do is start by finding a problem that you're passionate about. Then work to make a difference in your own life or in the lives of people in your community by solving this problem. Remember, with hard work, perseverance, and a growth mindset, anyone can be an engineer, and that includes you.